Very happy now to be joined by Grant Delpit, absolute friend of the program. And Grant, week one, we did not get the result we wanted. How do you guys kind of process that and take the positives that existed, and there are a lot of them, we'll talk about them, and move forward and saying, okay, we can't let that happen again?
Well, my message to the guys is, losing's got to piss you off, first of all. So no matter how well we think we played on defense, we didn't play well enough. And every week is a new week. So, use that fire we had from last week and continue. We can't let one turn to a two.
All right, let's talk about what happened defensively in this game. First half, they had a couple nice drives, got 14 points on you guys. Second half, nothing. 7 yards of offense, negative 23 yards in the fourth quarter alone. What changed, or what were you guys able to do? What adjustments were made, or was it just better execution as that game went on?
Yeah, they kind of hit us with some stuff early on, took a couple punches, but like you said, we responded, got up off that canvas and really, shut them out in the second half. So we just got to start, we strive for perfection as a defense, and whenever we give up things, we take that pretty harshly. So it wasn't good enough in the first half, so hopefully, we learn from that and play a complete game on Sunday.
If you hold the number one passing offense in the league to what you guys did, it still is a complete game as far as I'm concerned there. Does that give you guys some confidence, though, whether or not the result was what you wanted? But from a defensive standpoint, all right, we just stopped the number one passing offense in the NFL. Last year, Burrow led the league in yards, led the league in passing touchdowns. Chase and Higgins were neutralized. You held them to 2 yards a carry on the ground. I mean, it was in some ways a dominating performance. Does that give you guys confidence that, hey, we're back to where we want to be, or on the path to being back where we want to be?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's expected of us. So I wouldn't say that like it's like a morale booster. I think that's what we're supposed to do. If we're trying to be the number one defense, we're chasing greatness. So I think that's what we're supposed to do. But we just got to get that ball next.
You've been out there with Ronnie before, but now you guys are the tandem. Rayshawn's coming in as that third safety. How's that room going along? You are the old head now in there. You're the most experienced.
Big bro.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. How's that kind of that communication been, and how are the three of you guys working together?
Yeah, I think it's pretty interchangeable back there. Like you said, Rayshawn and even KZ, both year 9 or year
veterans.
10, one of them veterans, really. So those guys come in and plug in well and rock it, man, shining. I think he had a great game. I got on him. I said you could have really hit T on the sideline. I was being harsh on him. I know, but
he got him out of bounds.
Yeah, he got him out of bounds. He got him out of bounds. He could have made a statement though. But hey, man, so he's balling right now. So we're gonna keep it going, man. We got a great love playing this team challenge on Sunday. So let's keep it going.
To build on what you just said there, in today's NFL, there is a balance, and I'm sure there is a split-second calculation that goes through your head from making a statement and maybe getting a flag because of the way the game is officiated today versus just getting it done. How do you kind of that's a hard thing to do. You're a very physical player. How's that something that you balance when you're out there? Or do you not think about it at all?
Yeah, I mean, you go full speed, because you don't go full speed, you're gonna get got. So you wanna attack first, but smartly. It's not just as you talking about hitting and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You don't want to go in head first. Of course, we've learned how to kind of go around that rule. The rest if you hit them too hard, the rest might throw a flag, but at least you know what I'm saying, you doing what you got to do.
Well, speaking of one where somebody got hit pretty hard, when Miles came around on that loop, you've seen the clip on that's got to just be, first of all, you guys have to love that. That's just got to be terrifying for another human being to see Myles Garrett coming at him like that.
Yeah. Shout out to Joe, man. He stuck in there through that ball where it was supposed to be. But, Myles
he was carried out of bounds. So
he was carried out of bounds.
Like a long foul ball.
He was carried out of bounds. But, I know that 95 is going to get home, man. So in the back end, we just got to hold up.
How's it been with this front? Because that was kind of the story of training camp, right? What our front did here. We go to Charlotte, what they did against Carolina. We go to Philly, what they did against the defending Super Bowl champions. Saw it against the Rams. And then you saw it in week 1. This front really, especially that second half, relentless and obviously led by 95.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty normal. I think what we've come to see over these years that we have a great D-line. And as a secondary, you love that. I'm pretty bored on third downs, specifically, because, it's no secret we play a lot of man, and most time my tight end is just chipping miles. So hopefully, the Ravens have another game plan. I get more involved on third down this week.
All right, well, you want to talk about the Ravens. This is another, it goes from, that's part of the playing in this division, right? You have one elite offense, to another. The best passing offense, the best running offense. And by the way, Lamar can certainly throw the ball over 4,000 yards, 41 touchdowns a year ago. What challenges do they present when now you're worried about all 11 are in the run game because the quarterback certainly is a runner, over 900 yards a year. They've got big Derrick Henry. You want tight ends. We'll see about Isaiah Likely, but they've got a couple tight ends that can play. They got the big fullback Patrick Ricard. How different is this challenge than really anybody else in the league, and how do you get ready for it?
Yeah, it's a very unique offense that they have. Two of those guys I don't think will be playing. I don't know about Ricard and I don't know about Likely, but we're aware of their weapons that they have on offense. Of course, they got the two best players, Lamar and Derrick Henry. It's not a real debate there.
Yeah.
So you stop Derrick Henry going downhill. You limit Lamar's direct runs and call runs and not over like 10, 12 yards. They're not going to run them every down of the game. So, hopefully, we got a good game plan and take care of this business.
All right, they've got a good tight end, Mark Andrews, and he has been, unfortunately, very successful against the Cleveland Browns. 11 touchdowns, most against any team. How do you slow a guy? Yeah, he's got more. He scored in both games last year as well. How do we slow down him in that pass game? You got Zay Flowers, the Pro Bowler, wide receiver. Bateman had a nice year last year. But Mark Andrews just feels like, against us, always seems to find a way.
Yeah, he's one of the QB's favorite targets. So expect the ball to come to him. I don't know how much that's going to change with Likely being out. But, we're prepared for everything.
All right, you talk about playing a lot of man. One of the dangers with a running quarterback is when you're in man, if you're back to the quarterback, that's when some of those crazy runs happen. Yep. How do you still stay true to who you guys want to be, but also, and we've done a very good job against Lamar, certainly as a runner in years past. How do you stay true to who you want to be, but also make sure you maintain that contain? And a lot of times, you've been involved in doing that.
Yeah. Like you said, it's no secret, man. We play man-to-man with man-to-man defense. Schwartz will tell you this. Everybody will tell you this. So we have certain things in place if we're playing man to take care of some of what they do. I can't tell everything, but
no, please.
Yeah, it's not a secret, man. We play tight coverage and assign people to certain people.
When you come from LSU, you're used to playing obviously big time games. And it feels like, in our division right now, that's what you get every time out. You get 6 of those guaranteed a year, and then you find out what else falls into the schedule. Is that something that you loved? You look forward to these kind of games, and we've had success there in this stadium.
Yeah. They're always fun. They're always juiced up. It's playing a familiar opponent. I know that stadium is going to be rocking. That's why I kind of like road games, away games, when the stadium is just going crazy. I don't know how that feels playing on offense, but I love how it feels playing on defense, being a silencer. I kind of playing a villain role. I kind of like that.
What did you see from Carson Schlesinger? Because you guys are often on the same level a lot, so probably a lot of communication between you two. Rookie thrust into it, and obviously big situation against the Bengals, and now it's going to be a tough task again with Lamar. How did you see him in his debut? And like I said, it's got to be wild. Feels like we were just talking about your debut, and we actually were right before this interview, and now you're against a guy like that.
Yeah, I don't see much weaknesses in his game. Already as a rookie, he's standing off on the tape. I told him, man, he got to come up with a signature celebration because he's going to be making a lot of plays, man. He's a rookie, so I think that's true. Maybe y'all fans got to help him out a little bit, but he needs a signature celebration. He's going to have 100-some tackles and a lot of turnovers.
I like that. Since you've been here, we have never started a season 0-2. How have you guys been able to find that way? And you're going to have to dig deep, obviously, here on the road. What's in your role as a leader? Because you clearly are a leader of the team. When you come out to practice, you can see it. It's plain as day. What do you say to these guys? How do you get them to be focused on the task at hand and to go out there and make sure we turn in what is a winning performance?
Yeah, don't let the moment, overwhelm you. It's gonna be a nice environment for the Ravens. It's gonna be they got the reunion.
Yeah, they're celebrating the 30th anniversary of taking the Cleveland Browns from Cleveland.
Oh yeah.
Moving them to Baltimore and becoming the Baltimore Ravens while they play the Browns.
Well, we know Flacco gonna come with it. 'Cause I know it's gonna hype him up. So it's just about playing every snap as every snap. Not letting the moment overwhelm you and really doing what we do right out here behind us. It's nothing different.
Is it wild that Joe Flacco, the defensive coordinator of the Ravens, was his teammate in Baltimore?
Oh sure, yeah. 2003. That was his first year, right?
He's been around. No, later than that, 2007, because it's his 18th season this year.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to Flacco, man. Like Rob De Niro. He's been in every movie.
He has been in every movie.
Yeah.
Grant, we appreciate you as a leading man. Appreciate the time here, and good luck against the Ravens.
Thank you. Appreciate it.